Hey y'all, it's Coach K, and today I'm going to be talking to our tribe, our supporting cast, the people who support those people who are athletes, student athletes, pros, people who are in professional portions of athletics, or if there's someone who has like a position that is highly heightened in the spotlight, those types of positions. I know that it can be extremely hard to breathe sometime or to see yourself in this space because whoever's in the spotlight tends to get the spotlight. So they kind of take up a lot of space and sometimes it can be suffocating, right? I think that it's super important that you understand and remember who you were before you got into that relationship or in that specific space so that you will be able to build a a system or a process that will help you when it comes to managing that moving forward for long-term purposes, right? So this week, I want to talk to you a little bit about making sure that you have a clear understanding of how you view your situation, what your role is in it currently, what you're trying to accomplish, and like pretty much just acknowledge where you are at this moment because that's going to be necessary so that you can be able to move forward. So whenever you get in these types of situations, it's almost like a whirlwind because everything's just moving so fast. You're getting exposed to a lot of things. You're getting to meet a lot of people, or sometimes you just like we here for the ride. We in the trenches together, so we gonna go ahead and ride this thing out. But I think in those moments, like at the beginning, a lot of times you get to share your goals and your dreams, and then they get to share their goals and their dreams, and y'all kind of see how they fit together. I hope you're having those conversations where it's like, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do with your life? Let's see how these things mesh together so that you can see if y'all are equally yoked and if y'all want the same things. So if you're not having those conversations or you didn't have that conversation before, now is a perfect time to try to have that conversation. But acknowledgement is basically just stating or declaring where you are at this moment or like seeing it for what it truly is and taking, the rose tinted glasses off so that you can see the reality of what your circumstances are and be able to respond, not react, respond correctly to it and establish guidelines in that space so that everybody can thrive at the same time. So one thing I've noticed with the supporting cast of student athletes or professionals in athletics is the fact that their time is always taken. We know that if they're in season, we know that they are off limits or there's going to be a limited amount of time that they can dedicate to certain things. But that's not their reality 100% of the time. So this is why I want you to do the legwork now to try to get a clear understanding of what you're feeling, a clear understanding of what you're needing, a clear understanding of where you are, so you can kind of map out or have something to bring to the table to have a conversation piece so that y'all can build this process a little bit differently and a little bit better that way it can fit both of you, not just one of you, if that makes sense. So the first thing I want to encourage you to do is ask yourself, how do I view this situation? Like, how do I truly feel? And I want you to be 100% honest. Write it down. I need y'all to write this stuff down. Write it down to make it plain. That's what the good word says, okay? How do I really view this situation? How do I feel about it? Am I feeling like I'm suffocating? If I am, why? Do I feel excited in certain moments? What brings me joy in these moments? What am I getting the joy from? Is it from me being connected to this person? Or is it the opportunity to meet these people or be in these rooms or be able to post on social media? What is it for you? What is it doing for you? And like how do you view your current situation in its entirety? Write it down and make sure that you have a very clear understanding of that. Then I want you to ask yourself why you feel that way, and then what role do you play in those spaces? Like in every one of those situations that you just written down, ask yourself why, and then identify your role in that situation. Like how do you serve, or what do you bring to the table in that situation? because we want to be realistic about what we're doing. So you can gauge if there needs to be more or less. Do you need assistance? Do you need, what do you need in the situation? Understanding and acknowledging where you are, what role you play, why you feel that way gives you a great foundation to build upon, because it allows you to come to the table with facts or with statements versus, well, I feel like this, and have nothing behind it to, to push the conversation forward. So I really, really want to encourage you to take the time to write those things down. And I want you to remember that you're a whole person and you have value as well. And God created you with a purpose that you have to fulfill as well, no matter who you're attached to. And it can be easy to get lost in this world because it's so fast, super fast paced, super duper duper like alluring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. It can be fun to be in this lane and you just want to ride the wave as long as possible. But if you don't find a way to like tame that wave a little bit, or like put some parameters around how you're operating, you're going to find yourself being depleted, because you're going to let yourself be pulled in different directions. And one thing about the current is it don't have no chill. Once you in that current in the ocean, or once you caught up in that current, it has no chill. So you want to make sure that you are firm in who you are. You're deeply rooted in God's word, and you have a clear understanding of your purpose, because then that allows you to have those checkpoints and that guidance that you need to be able to make sure you're still you in the midst of all of this. If that makes sense, I hope it makes sense to you. But yeah, this week, take some time to make sure that you just map out what you're feeling, like how you really, truly, honestly feeling about where you are right now within your situation. And then I want you to write down why, and then I want you to identify what your role is in that situation. That way, you'll be able to acknowledge exactly what it is, and then that'll be a good starting point for your talking points when it comes to your relationship or our friendship, brother, sister, mother, all of that. It'll be a good way for you to start the conversation and be able to build upon that. So I hope that this was helpful. Next week, I'll have another tip for you, or another set of questions or things that you should think about so that you can kind of move this needle forward. But the ultimate goal for the month of February is to help you to not lose yourself. The goal is for you to not be put in a space where you get swept up in all of the things that are going on, and then you find yourself depleted and not knowing who you are. And at that point, you're going to end up messing up your relationship anyway, because you're going to be lost. So please do not lose yourself in these spaces. No amount of money, no amount of fame, no amount of attention is worth you losing your purpose that God gave you. So, all right, y'all, until next time, stay focused, trust God, and respect the process. I'm Coach K. I will see y'all next week, and y'all be blessed. Bye.